You know, I've never really filmed any sort of videos or anything like that, but I figured this was a good place to start. So this week my family and I are spending some time up in Bloomfield, New Mexico. And this is some pretty country up here. But where we're at is the Brethren in Christ Navajo Mission. And this mission has been here for many years and is here to assist the Navajo community in any way possible, as well as to provide not just community outreach, but to bring the gospel to a lost people. And you know, far too often we think about missionaries in terms of being only overseas. But the fact is there are missionaries right here in our own backyard that are doing great and wonderful things, and that often gets overlooked. These people out here are trying to reach this community that has been essentially forgotten about and left out here, and is in some of the poorest economic conditions that you can imagine, worse than many third world countries. A lot of people out here don't have water, electricity, and we're going to kind of walk around the reservation outreach program here and just point a few things out. But kind of one of the first things I really want to show is right over here. And this right here is a community water point where individuals can come out here and they can fill up water in large vats so that they can provide water back to their families. Now it seems like a small thing, but in reality, this is huge for some of these people. For some people, this is the only way they're going to be able to get water. They don't have running water. They don't have access to normal wells or anything like that. So the mission provides running water at the cost of about 2 cents per gallon. And you know, this is kind of a lifeline for a lot of individuals out here. And some of the houses that you're seeing in the background here, these are where a lot of the volunteers stay. See, all the workers out here, they have to provide for themselves. They don't get sustenance from the mission. And the mission helps to raise money in order to help support these people. But a lot of these people are sponsored by churches or other organizations that allow them to come out here and provide services to these people. As you can see, some of the beauty out here is just amazing. So the mission here provides not only water, but they can provide counseling resources, as well as a school. They have a K through 12 school here on site, and it provides them with a private Christian education, an education that otherwise wouldn't be accessible to many people. There's also a giant gymnasium, and within that gymnasium they have a laundry facility and a shower facility, so the individuals without running water can actually come out here and be able to utilize the facilities to wash clothes or to take showers. Again, just things that they wouldn't be able to otherwise do. Now, the way the mission has been able to last so long out here is, like I said earlier, kind of through the charity and benefits of other people giving and aiding those around them. So as we look off here to the right, you'll see this garage here. There's a tire changing service here. There's air, free water. And this, you know, again, allows people to be able to repair their vehicles in a fairly cheap manner, something that they otherwise wouldn't have access to. And there off in the distance is the gym, as well as the playground. And the gym also provides open nights for youth to come out to play basketball, to have a safe place to be able to spend time and to fellowship and to really just be kids. Because what's often overlooked is the crime rate is so high on the reservation that many of these kids may not have safe areas in which to play or to meet other kids or to to really hang out with children their own age. So kind of as I was saying earlier, you know, this is right here in our own backyard. This is New Mexico. This isn't some third world country in the middle of nowhere. And as you can see from some of these pictures that show some of the housing, it's really heartbreaking to imagine that we have people today still living in this sort of poverty, and that we have government programs to help other people out, but we're not helping out our own people. You know, everybody's kind of aware of the history of the natives and how we kind of moved them onto these reservations. But then once they were there, they were just kind of left to survive on their own. And I'll put some links below on ways that people can help and ways that we can assist these individuals and assist the mission with providing the necessary services. And I'll also provide some links to some of the government pages that show statistics about dropout rates and poverty rates. But, you know, I recently heard from a friend of mine that it was different in a sense when we're donating our time or donating our money to help those overseas, but then when it's people here, the local community should be the ones providing all the support. Well, the problem with that theory is the local community are the people that need the help. You know, something as simple as linking the Navajo BIC to your Amazon Smile account may help these individuals provide a service that otherwise wouldn't be available. My first day out here, the executive director and I went to help a young man who had got his truck stuck because the roads out here are just, they're not very well maintained. And they had a pretty big rainstorm and it washed away some of the roads, and as he was driving, the road sort of caved in right in front of him and his truck had gotten stuck. But he was out here so far that there was no way that anybody could get to him or help him or anything like that. And so he walked several miles until he arrived at the mission, because he knew that this was a place where he could get support. So Dwayne, the director, and I jumped in his SUV and we ran out there, and we spent hours trying to dig and pull that man out, and we were able to get him out. But it just goes to kind of remind me of how much help these individuals need and how quickly the volunteers are willing to just jump in and do whatever it takes to help this community. Whether it's build a softball field, which they recently did, provide laundry services, provide water, provide a safe place for children, or even a cemetery. They have a cemetery here that they're currently working on a registry for. And it's just small things like that that otherwise wouldn't be available. And like I said, it's just kind of heartbreaking sometimes when you imagine just how beautiful all of this is, to think that we're not helping these people right here in the United States of America. In the United States today, where we say we want equality and we want equal access for all personnel, but yet we still have Native Americans living on these reservations, where the reservations have been given over to the tribes, but nobody is helping the people on those reservations to come up out of poverty. It becomes a vicious cycle. And I understand that, coming from a background where I grew up with nothing, I can completely understand how difficult it is to break that cycle. All they need is an opportunity, one chance. That's all I had, one chance. I got out of poverty and I broke the cycle in my family. People may say, you know, well, why can't they help themselves? Well, they don't know what they don't know. By providing them access to education and providing them a place where they can be loved upon and can be shown kindness, they may see another way. That's all they need, is another way out. And that's what this mission provides. In December, they're going to do what they call the Christmas Love Program, and they're going to raise money and they're going to ask for donations for warm clothes and small toys for children and just little things that may make life a little easier, a little more bearable. So if you're watching this video, I ask that, you know, maybe you take a look at some of these websites. Take a look at what the BIC is doing out here in Bloomfield. And maybe it's something you can get involved in. My family and I have made a pledge that when I retire from the military here shortly, that we're going to be moving out here. We're going to be living here on this campus. We're going to be full-time missionaries. Because like I said, I had an opportunity, and it's time for everybody to get that same opportunity. Thank you, and God bless.